Alright guys, welcome back to WolfPack Cryptos and MMGinvest. In today's video, I will be giving you guys a preview of the MMGinvest research report for the mining stocks. And that's about it. I will be going on a sort of a vacation cryptocurrency event, which will last a week, and I leave in the next 2 days. So I will be gone for a week. Now, the MMG research report will be 50% off for the next 48 hours, and then I'm going to raise the price because the price of gold is above 1300, and I will talk about the price. It might actually stay above 1300 as support. And this research report will help you out a lot before the bull market starts. Now, I have to tell you guys, first of all, I'm not a financial advisor, right? And I will dive into the report. But you have to realize that metals, gold and silver, it's like an insurance policy, right? But it's an insurance policy that's going to pay off big in the end. And you could profit massively from it. Now, the way that I view mining stocks is speculative. Meaning, as these stocks, I'm not investing all of my capital into these stocks. I more so invest in the physical. But I will allocate a decent amount into the mining equities because they're going to have spectacular gains. Now, personally, I do not care if the price of gold falls because I'm not holding anything that's leveraged. And as these equities start taking off in the next bull market, multi-year bull market, I am going to be taking profits as it goes up, and then I'm going to accumulate more physical and also buy assets, property, you name it, okay? That's my personal game plan. It's not financial advice. That's how I personally view it. Everyone, do your own research. You have your own plans, right? But that's what I think is an ideal strategy because the mining stocks are risky. Now, you have to also know that the larger the company, the safer it is. The micro caps and the small market cap mining stocks, that's like gambling. Well, it's all gambling, okay? But it is extremely, extremely risky because those companies could go bankrupt at any given moment. You do not invest a lot into those. I highly suggest you don't. And yes, you could throw like $50 across the board on like 5 micro caps, and then one of them might hit big. And I've done that in the past, and it's worked out really great. But you have to assume that you're going to lose all that money, okay? Because they could go bust at any given moment. So a lot of the times what happens is they get bought out, and you might see a 50 or 100% return when that right before that stock or that company, that micro cap company, is bought out. I believe that the royalty companies have much less risk because they don't have to invest in equipment. They don't have to deal with the mine itself, the geopolitical risk, and they're diversified among many other mining companies. Basically, the royalty companies, they lend money to actual mining producers, and then they take profits from their revenue. So it's a revenue stream. It's a profit stream because they lent money to these mining companies, and they diversify among juniors and some of the larger producers. Okay. Now, in the report, there will be 8 major producers, like the large ones, the large mining companies from gold and silver. This is gold and silver. There will be 6 junior size companies, 8 exploration and emerging producers, 12 microcap, which are extremely risky. It's like buying lottery tickets. You just throw some pocket change into a few that you think are probably going to survive, and then possibly go up massively in the next bull market. There's 3 on the watch list. There's one stock that is a jewelry company, but I think it has big potential. There's 8 royalty companies, 16 dividend paying equities, and then some of these overlap. Some of these are royalty. They also pay out dividends. They're also major or junior size. So I'm just saying that this all overlaps. I also put in on the spreadsheet 4 non-leveraged ETFs and 2 physically backed ETFs. Although there will be fees involved with the ETFs. And then I also I've used these 4 physical metals dealers, and I've put that on the spreadsheet as well. And a gold banking company, which also has it's privately traded as well. And then you also get the free trading academy, the same one that comes with the WolfPack Cryptos private membership. And then I will also provide a MMG Elite members, and I will send out an email when that goes live, because I will be gone for a week, so there's no point of having you guys go in there just yet. So anyone who purchases my research, you will get a email in a week or so inviting you to the chat room, where we're going to share information. We're going to talk about speculative mining stocks, and I will also update all of the research in there. Now, for the report, I'm not going to update it if you're not in the elite members. I'm not going to constantly send out emails. That's just too much work. But it'll be up to you to keep up to date with everything, all right? So, let's take a look at let me give you guys a sample of what it's going to look like. So here's Barrick Mining, Barrick Gold. Well, here's the spreadsheet so you see what it looks like. This is just half of it. And here's the other half. So that's the spreadsheet, the grading. I look at a lot of metrics. All right, guys, from location to financials to the retracement back to the 2011 all-time high. I look at the production percentage. I look at the resources, how much resources they have in the ground, operations and reserves. And I did put a score on it, but take that with a grain of salt. And then I also tell you about the royalties, the dividends, and the current price per share right now. Of course, if you buy this later, it's not going to be automatically updated for you. And then here's the Trading Academy. I'm not going to show you all of it, but this is what it pretty much looks like. The Trading Academy is for beginners. It's very simplified. I did provide a code in there, and this will be updated every month or every other month. I'm going to add more and more. I just added a bunch of books you guys should read that really helped me have the psychological mindset for trading. All right. So let's take a look at Barrick. So I'm not, this isn't financial advice. I do not hold any of this stock. I'm just giving you guys an example of what the research report will look like. Here's Barrick Gold Corp. I put in the latest news events and just the basic information about it. You can go to their website and go to the investors link on all of these mining stocks, and you'll see the latest news, latest developments. There's not much to say upon that. You just have to look at the latest developments and keep up to date with it. I also include a weekly time frame chart analysis. Just a quick little analysis. I put in the purple support and resistance lines. And then the production profile, the resource profile. Geographically, the locations of all of the mining facilities across the globe. The red means it's in development. It's not actually, they're not pulling anything out of the ground yet. They're just developing it. The green dots mean that these are actually producing mines and they're pulling out of the ground resources. Of course, the volume, market cap, PE ratio. Now, I went into the books, right? So I do provide the revenue, average shares outstanding, return on assets, everything, all the financials essentially, and the metrics, the dividend payouts, and I also provide the companies which invested into this stock. So the major funds, fund managers, and then the major financial institutional banks, which also invested into these stocks. And then I gave you guys the names of the chief executives and the board of directors. And I didn't give you any research on that. It's too time consuming. You guys could look into them. I mean, these people have been on the board and the execs for the larger companies and the junior miners for many years usually. And in the news events, they do they'll give you updates on their websites when a CEO might be replaced, right? Now I have the books. So their latest quarterly earnings reports, right? So the profitability, the growth metrics, the financials, and the revenue, balance sheet, income statement. Now, what I did is I marked what I liked green, and I marked weakness as red. Now, this is how you have to look at the information, right? In 2011, that was the all-time high of the metals, right? So 2010, 9, and 11 is when you saw major growth in revenue for these companies, even in 2012. So back then was their strongest earnings and revenue. And they were also spending a lot of money at that time. So what you have to do is you have to look, is the company financially healthy, and have they not taken on too much debt? Do they have enough cash flow? Or do they have steady revenue? Do they have steady production? Are they growing during the bear market? Because metals have been in a bear market in the past 6 years. So that's what you have to look at in these financial statements. And I marked everything that I didn't like red and what I liked green. But you guys could go through this and determine for yourselves. I'm not perfect, right? And then year over year revenue. operating cash flow, everything's here. All right, guys. So it's pretty much it that I wanted to show you guys for the preview. Let's take a look at the price of gold for a second. First of all, this is not financial advice. This is more of an educational channel for trading. I could be wrong. I am not a licensed financial advisor, and this is, once this video is uploaded, it's pretty much obsolete. So here's gold. Here's the weekly chart of gold. We just had a weekly 9 sell signal according to the TD. RSI's overbought. The CMF overbought. The TD squeeze, I mean, it's been running hot for a while now, and it is pulling back for a 1 to 4 candle pullback. So we could have, I mean, the pullback might be over starting Monday, Tuesday, sometime this week, or it could pull back for 3 more weeks or 9 more weeks. We'll see. So it all depends if the price of gold could hold up above 1300. If 1300 could hold up gold for the next 3 to 4 weeks, then I am very bullish for 2019. Then we could easily start this multi-year bull market in gold. All right, guys. Now let's take a look at the dollar. The dollar did have a huge cup and handle, but it sold off. It pulled back after that. And it looks like it rallied last week pretty strongly, probably because of the State of the Union address. And it looks like there's some more upside to the dollar. Now, obviously, if you're international, if you're not, you know, in the U.S., you're not earning dollars, you have to look at your own currency, because that might be losing value against metals. In a lot of emerging markets, the European Union and Asia markets, their currencies are falling. They're not rising like the dollar, so they're actually falling against metals, and they have been for a little bit now, for a few weeks and months. So but like I said, don't be surprised if you see metals rise with the dollar. That is very possible. For some reason, people don't think that's possible. But because the Fed capitulated a few weeks ago, and they came out and they're entertaining the fact that they might lower rates, because Janet Yellen last week, she was talking about that. I mean, as soon as the Fed starts lowering rates, or they're done raising rates, it doesn't matter. The dollar could trade sideways, it could trade up, but metals are going to trade up because they're starting to factor in the fact that the Fed is stuck and they can't normalize rates. And that's the reason why I don't care if gold falls $200. I don't care. I'm just holding and I'm accumulating. And I'm not buying anything leveraged unless I'm trading that specifically on shorter time frames, right? So the only time I buy anything leveraged is when I'm trading and I'm actively trading. My long-term holds, I don't care. They're not leveraged. And if you don't have like 6, 8, 10 years experience, you shouldn't be buying anything that's leveraged. All right? They will get, your brokerage gives you that that option. Some of the brokerages don't even ask you; they just automatically give you leverage. You need to deactivate that, and not if you're not experienced, because you will get wrecked. Because if the market falls, it's going to be really volatile, and everyone's going to, everyone's accounts are going to be blowing up. All right, so here's the S&P 500. There was a 9 sell on the daily. This is the daily of the S&P 500, and it is pulling back currently. The MACD is about to cross to the downside on the daily. The CMF has been very overextended for a while now on the daily, and the RSI started rolling over as soon as the price started pulling back, which I made a great call about 2 weeks ago, or last week in the alerts rooms, right? I actually called this before the pullback, and I took profits. So let's take a look at the weekly. The weekly RSI is overbought. The CMF, it still has a lot of room to run, and the weekly is on a 4 count. So that's interesting. The weekly could possibly give us more upside on the stock market. Now, when it comes to metals, I don't care if the stock market makes all-time highs. I don't care if it runs a little bit higher. Metals could run higher with the stock market because the Fed, you have to understand, it's all about what the Fed's doing. If the Fed has capitulated fully, it doesn't matter. They're still printing money. So your mining stocks are going to go higher with the stock market. These correlations, they break off, guys. It all depends on what economically is happening and geopolitically. There's a lot of moving parts. So that's what I'm speculating. That's what I'm thinking. Can I be wrong? Yeah. If the stock market keeps going higher, maybe metals will sell off again. And at that point, I'll just keep dollar cost averaging in, right? But right now, I'm out of the stock market. I want to see what happens. I'm going to take a week off. I'm going to this crypto convention, and I'm going to take a week off, and I don't care. And I'm not going to chase this market. I took profits. I mean, I bought all the way down here, guys. So when you have a great trade like that, you don't want to be greedy. The pigs get slaughtered, right? Bulls make money, bears make money, pigs get slaughtered. When you're pigging out, means you're greedy. So that's how you play it. All right, guys. So I will possibly make another video right before I leave for the convention, and I might cover the price. Depends, because I have a lot to get done before I leave. And the website's live. The URL is, it's just type in MMGinvest.com, and they'll take you to this website, and you guys can purchase it. You do have to click the terms and agreement. There's 2 of them. Must read that before purchasing. You can purchase with cryptos if you would like. The website's secured by McAfee. I pay a lot of money a month for that. And there you go, guys. I hope you guys are satisfied. It took me a lot of time to make this. It wasn't hard. It was just extremely time consuming. And I hope you guys are satisfied. And I think you will be. I've bought other people's reports. They're not like this. All right. All right, guys. Smash that like button. Share my videos. And I'll see you guys in the chat rooms. Until next time.